guys, welcome back. I know that I haven't posted for a while. That's because I was on vacation skiing at a ski resort. That was very fun. But today we are going to be reading Chapter 1, or the prologue, of Thunder and Shadow Warriors. Sun split the branches above Echo Song's head and sliced through the shadows dappling the forest floor. Echo Song relished the rays as they warmed her back. She swished her tail happily as a soft, warm wind rustled the leaves. Overhead, birds chattered, and she licked her lips hungrily. She would hunt before the sun set. She paused. Before the sun sets? Hadn't it set already today, and hadn't rain been lashing the juniper bush where she'd made her solitary nest? Yes, she'd fallen asleep to its thrumming, wondering where her scattered clanmates were sheltering as the storm swept the forest. This is a dream. Yet it felt too real to be a dream. A vision? Her heart lifted. It had been so long since she had had a vision. She was beginning to think that StarClan had forgotten SkyClan, just like the other clans had forgotten them countless moons ago. Ahead, she heard fur brush the undergrowth. Pa's steps were stalking towards her. Danger? Echo Song froze, fear clutching her belly. No, she calmed herself. This is a vision. I'm safe here. And yet she didn't move. Instead, she waited, her paws prickling with expectation. A broad-shouldered Tom slid from beneath the ferns and stopped a few tail lengths ahead. Stars sparkled in his pelt. His blue eyes shone like the sky. Who are you? Recognition itched in Echo Song's paws. His thick gray pelt was familiar, and he blinked at her softly, as though they were old friends. She had seen him before in a vision. Embrace what you find in the shadows, for only they can clear the sky, the Tom murmured. Her thoughts quickened. What shadows? Who are they? He gazed at her, not speaking. And what does clear the sky mean? Frustration tightened her chest. This cat had brought her prophecy before. What remains when the fire has burned out? It had baffled her. Why couldn't he ever say what he meant? Just tell me. Was he trying to give her a clue about what happened to her clan? The cats she'd known her whole life had scattered when the rogues had driven them out of the gorge. She didn't even know if any of them were still alive. The gray Tom lifted his gaze and stared into the oak canopy. As he did, a sharp wind whisked through the branches. She followed his gaze. He was watching a flurry of leaves as they fluttered towards the ground. Dancing, the leaves twirled between them for a moment before drifting onto the forest floor. Echo Song blinked at the leaves. They were not oak leaves. They were bigger and didn't have softly curved edges. Each of them had 5 points, more like a maple than oak. Now you're scattered like leaves, blown by the wind. The Tom's meow broke into her thoughts. He reached out a paw and swept the fallen leaves, piling a small heap in front of him. Another 5-pointed leaf was falling, larger than the rest. It fluttered towards him like a moth. Deftly, he reached up and hooked it from the air. He laid it on top of a pile. Look! Echo Song leaned forward, excitement tingling through her pelt. What did the leaves mean? Why were they maple and not oak? As she gazed at them, trying desperately to understand their meaning, she saw them fade. No! The vision was blurring. Darkness clouded her sight. It mustn't disappear yet. She didn't understand. Tell me more! Her own panicked meow woke her, and she lifted her head sharply. She blinked into the darkness, disappointment swamping her. She was back in her makeshift nest, rain beating the juniper branches above her. Cold water dripped through the leaves and soaked into her pelt. Shivering, she closed her eyes and tried to remember every detail of the vision. Her heart pounded. What had StarClan been trying to tell her? I have to understand. If only she could figure it out, she might finally find her way home.